Bob and Slim Show, we are back with Elroy Aiken.
Howdy.
Oh, wait, hold on, brother. I think Slim just...
I don't know if it's on your end or my end. Probably your end, but you're getting a lot of static.
Ah, shit, I thought so. Okay. How's it now?
Little better? Little
crackly.
Yeah.
God damn it. Yeah, I spent the last 30 minutes trying to get my microphone operational.
It sounds good now.
Yeah, I'm working with my webcam right now.
Okay.
Does it still sound shitty?
Little echoey, but it's okay. It's okay.
Yeah, that's what I thought, the reverb. I don't know how to go in and fix that crap. Ever since we did that Windows 10 update, I don't know if you've had to deal with that shit.
Windows 10 is annoying.
Huh?
It's very annoying, Windows 10. I like, it just tried resetting my computer. Maybe that's the update. Like, it just tried telling me to reset, and I chose tomorrow morning.
It trashes everything.
Oh.
It trashes any settings you've got. You know, it's like I had to do all this shit just to get my microphone just right, and it just wipes out all the damn settings.
Shit, that sucks,
Yeah.
dude. How have you been?
Otherwise, I've been fucking great. I was like, I had this real upbeat thing, like, God damn, the writing's been going good. I got on this keto diet, and now I've got all this great focus and concentration and creativity, and it's all just kicking ass. And I've rewritten the first 2 fucking books from the ground up. They're both going to kick ass.
Really?
Awesome.
You did? You rewrote them?
Yeah, that's why I didn't send you a copy. It wasn't just me being stingy. It's like I was reading over all this stuff, and it's like, no, if I'm doing the 3rd book, man, all of this has got to sing. All of it has got to work. And
Wow.
the funny thing is that I ended up cutting words out of both of them, but there's more story there. There's more going on. I just threw out all that amateur hour shit that you write when you first start writing. You kind of can't get around it.
Yeah.
You know, you just look back on it later and go, oh, God damn it.
Why did I throw that in there? Yeah.
I call it the moldy bread principle. It's like put a slice of bread in your desk drawer for a week, bring it out. Oh, that's what's wrong with it. You know? It's the same way with writing. Put it away for a little bit, pull it out, and it's like, oh, Jesus.
Wow. When is the 3rd book coming out? Are you redoing the first 2 then?
I finished with the first 2. That was really the big news of last month. I had to oh God, I mean, I had one whole chapter that I had to tear apart. And the funny thing is that at the end of the 2nd book, I'm setting things up, and I call this the flip the tables principle. You're setting all the tables, and it's the end of the book, and everything's looking good. We just defeated the big bad, and now we're going to do all these things. And see, I got that chapter there. And then the chapter in the 3rd book is where I flip those tables. It's like, yeah, you thought you were going to make it through the winter, you know. No, your crops all failed. Your greenhouses were all fucked up. You didn't know what the hell you were doing. One of the unique things about this is it's not written from the perspective of a prepper or, a guy who's an ammunition gun expert or whatever. You know, I don't know anything about that stuff. So I'm kind of like, yeah, I'd be fucked. And most people would be too, you know? It's like people laugh at preppers and stuff like that, but the more I read about this stuff, it's like, I need to get on this shit.
Your books, Elroy, are Bleeding Kansas and Grace Among the Dead, right?
Yep. And the 3rd one's called The Wrong Kind of Dead. And
it's a zombie trilogy, correct?
Yep.
Just for the new listeners, that's great. And when will the 3rd be out?
That's what I'm struggling with. I couldn't tell you. I'm shooting for summer.
Cool.
That's all I can tell you. It's probably the end of summer, but in time for the new TV season, which I kind of feel like I got to move fast because I think The Walking Dead's on its last legs.
Yeah.
And once the Negan storyline is done, they're finished. I've read the comics. You know, it's like once that's done, they're over.
Wow.
Right, over as in it just gets really boring, or over as in like they actually conclude everything?
Boring. Yeah. I mean, they got it's like they jumped 10 years into the future in the comics, and they still have Negan. Well, God, I'm about to give it away. Negan's prisoner.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, because Rick's a pussy and won't kill him. It's like, it's one of those. I want you to see what you could have done if you'd been a good man, or some bullshit like that. As they keep him around, they do it. It just drags.
Yeah.
And it's like basically the problem with the zombie apocalypse genre is there's only so much you can do with it. There's only so many stories you can tell.
Yeah.
I mean, Bleeding Kansas, I got a little bit of criticism for that because it's your basic behind enemy lines story. Oh my gosh, I was over here when all this shit went down. Now I got to go all the way over here to get back. But that, that's usually how the origin story always works out. And my second book is more like a Western. It's like the old gunslinger gets pulled out of retirement. Actually, basically, Derek Grace is drinking himself to death because he missed getting his kids and all that, but he gets pulled out of retirement to save this town from the evil, except he's not an evil railroad baron. He's just an evil asshole who's going to take over.
Nice.
Yeah, and the third book is, God, I got all kinds of shit coming out. One of my taglines is it's going to have a 100% more exploding feminist in there. I shouldn't give too much away about it, but there's going to be a scene in there where we jam a dynamite stick up a 300-pound feminist ass and we light it on fire and we throw it at a wall with a trebuchet.
I feel like that's what King Jong-un is trying to do.
It's just something I've always wanted to do, stick a dynamite stick up a 300-pound woman's ass and sling her through a trebuchet at a wall.
I don't think I've ever had that thought.
Who doesn't want to do that?
Like, right? Slambo, he just wants to put his dick up their ass.
Yeah, it's just like, on my bucket list there. I mean, the thing is, if they're 300 pounds, that's going to be one of the scenes. It's like, they're 300 pounds. Oh, couldn't we get more than one stick up there? Like, no, we're just going to see how it works with one first. And, it'll be really disgusting with one, but it'll even be more disgusting because I'm going to have, like, a whole bus full of these things.
You can put them in her mouth. Any orifice.
Well, if you just pull up a flap somewhere,
Pull under
the thing is, with the Raw Kind of Dead, the premise behind that is, okay, you're out there, you've been in the wild for a year already, you've been fighting zombies and, of course, rogue assholes, and then you find out, holy shit, this is where all the rich people went. I mean, this is like this is where, when all the shit went down, that all the A-list people, they got on their planes and they went to wherever it is they go when this kind of thing goes down. They find out that, there are these communities all over.
Wow.
And if you're a good little slave, maybe they'll let you in. And, you can work for them or whatever. And they get back into it and they realize, oh, my God, we were free for a year. It's like, we went from this time where it's like, we were scavenging and we had to hunt and it was terrifying and fucked up, but now we got to pay for things again, and jobs aren't always steady, and it's kind of like it is now where it's like they keep you on your toes, like, any little thing, we saw something on Facebook, you're fired, that sort of bullshit. And they're going through all that, and it gets to the point where it's like, all right, we're just going to have to destroy the shit. And they do. Hey, I mean, you'd be pissed too. You've been starving for a year, and then all of a sudden you find out there's 300-pound fat women there who are like talking about, feminist bullshit and all their stuff, and they're looking for ways to exclude people from coming in, and they're using all the politically correct material, and it's just ways to filter people out, and we're going to kill them.
I sense you have a lot of real anger there.
I feel like there is a 300-pound feminist in his life.
Actually, I did lose a bunch of weight. One of the things that kind of got me really going was I got on I don't know if you ever heard of the keto diet.
No, I was going to ask what that was.
Okay, it's something a lot of weightlifters do. My son, who is, most kids, they get into meth or whatever. He got into weightlifting. Nah, he went around the house with his shirt off one day, and his mom and I were like, what the hell? Did we spawn that? He looks like Superman. No,
He's got a V. He's got that V going.
And it turns out he was on the keto diet. He's like, sure, Dad, I'll show you how. And it's basically, the weird thing about it is you have to eat more fat than anything else.
Yeah.
You have to eat a certain percentage of fat, and then below that you eat a certain percentage of protein, and then practically no carbs.
Right, like a paleo diet.
I think
kind
Slim
of
did
similar to
that.
that. Yeah, I was doing that for a little bit.
Modified Atkins, some people call it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the weird thing is you're eating all this fat, and it's really disgusting at first. But when you get going on it, when you pass through the keto flu, because you go through a point where you become a biological entity that instead of processing carbs, you're processing fat for energy, your energy level goes, I don't know, it's not like you're like spazzing or whatever, but it's like steady state. It's not like this up and down stuff like you go through the day.
Yeah.
You're like a real steady state. And what I find interesting is I'm doing my writing and I'm making all kinds of connections here and there that I wasn't before. And it's like, shit, it's like I just boosted my IQ by 10 points. You know, actually, I just, helped with my concentration, my memory, everything. Thing is, I miss beer. God almighty.
Oh, no beer. Yeah, I couldn't be down with that diet. I could not.
Yeah, I know. That's the thing. Yeah, you're talking about my anger here. It's like beer makes me happy.
Yeah. Not much in life makes me happy.
Yeah. Beer is my anger management.
Okay, is there any alcohol you could consume or no?
Yes, any hard liquor. You just can't mix it with anything.
I don't know if I'd be good with that though. Like, I gotta paste the hard liquor.
Just have a nice bourbon or something.
You said Jim Beam?
Jim Beam.
Yeah.
And I tried Jack Daniels, too harsh. Jim Beam, you can just put in a shot glass, and I just kind of nurse it. I don't slam it. And it's a lot slower burn, but like I said, it's not a happy buzz like beer, and I miss that happy buzz.
Yeah, that's it. I couldn't just rock some hard liquor.
It's like, I've wondered about actually making some kind of podcast about me and alcohol as a writer and so on. It's like alcohol's actually saved my life. I understand alcoholism, and I know people have gone under. I know people have died from it, but for me, it saved my life.
How's that?
Yeah, you win some, you lose.
Yeah.
Like I'm real depressed or whatever. It's like, God, why am I even bothering? It's just pushing the rock up the hill, comes right back down on me. And then I drink a few beers, and it's like, hey, this ain't so bad. Come on, we can do this. Hey,
It's a good sleep aid too.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, it just totally flips my mood. I mean, it's brought me out of suicidal thoughts.
Wow.
Yeah. The power of beer. Granted, that's just me. Like I said, I had a cousin who died from it, and it was just really sad to watch. He was one of these guys, he takes a drink, and it's Jekyll Hyde.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. If you ever known guys like that, I swear to God, they just need to take one hit, and it's like you're following around a 6-foot tall toddler for the rest of the night. You're trying to keep them out of jail. Hierarchies, all that shit. They're just getting into all kinds of stuff, and it's like, God damn, that was just one sip. What the hell? It's all in the brain chemistry.
That's how Mel Gibson. That's how he rolls.
That might be.
How he lives his life.
Passive off too, I think.
Yeah. Slambo. Elroy, could you read us? Could you read us an excerpt from one of your books?
Yeah, I have got the first chapter of The Wrong Kind of Dead here, in which we watched the living dead battle a mama bear. Oh, it's disgusting, and it should be able to fit in the rest of the time here.
Awesome.
So it won't get cut off like last time. All right, we'll start off. Chapter 1 of The Wrong Kind of Dead. Most people know to make quiet and back away upon encountering a mama bear with her cubs. I'm sure even the dead obeyed this essential instinct a few months ago before the winter's hard freezes immobilized them. Like the bears, though, the bacteria animating the dead went into hibernation. When the thaw came, it awoke ravenous. The urgency to devour raw, living flesh shuts down all sense of self-preservation in the host cadaverous brains. Roaring furiously, Mama Bear rears up on 2 legs and swats these ex-humans into spinning pieces. Still they come, hooting jubilantly for their meat. Round-the-clock exposure to the elements has weathered the corpse flesh of every race, color, and creed into the same pale, jaundiced leather. Their clothing hangs in ribbons of blood-rotted cloth, the backs of their trousers and skirts eaten away by the toxic scat they pass after consuming living flesh. Mama Bear climbed with her cubs to this rocky shelf to get away from these ghouls, but the shelf is boxed in by high red granite walls. They're trapped. I'd need a rappel line to get down to them from where I am. But to get up to where the bears are from the base of this ridge, one would have to climb nearly 75 feet of steep, naked rock. The dead wouldn't have attempted anything like this when they were last active. Judging by the slimy brown wetness on their hands, the successful climbers still had flesh left to wear off in getting here. The dry-boned ones can't keep a grip. Much angry wailing follows as they flip and tumble down the slope, taking out many of their fellows along the way. Mama Bear rears up again, the outline of her ribs quivering through a thin curtain of fur. I'd ease over to the ledge to see how many ghouls are climbing after her, but I don't dare move. The first thing these monsters do when they find their feet is twist their heads to either side, sniffing the air. They smell us, I'm sure of it. Mama Bear swats one gore-swollen tick of a man so hard his head flies from his body. Claws out, she slashes one former cubicle drone stem to stern. He falls in halves, first one side, then the other, about the mauled bodies carpeting the shelf. The numbers are against her, though. At first it's one, then two that manage to avoid Mama Bear's swinging paws. Soon, half a dozen of them are staggering about the bodies and body parts in the clearing. While Mama fights 4 deaders, 2 others are going after the cubs. Mama Bear's preoccupation allows one more to surmount the lip of the shelf before 3 more come after him. Squealing piteously, the cubs charge up a narrow slope of scree to a rocky outcrop 8 feet up from the floor of the shelf. The scree rolls and slides beneath their paws. Only one finds attraction to get there before the other. The second cub cries out as a woman in the rags of a floral print dress grabs it by the rear legs, adjusting her grip to bring its soft belly to her mouth. She falls backwards, a shock of fur poking away from her mouth as a young man in a metal band shirt pulls the cub away. He grapples with the man whose shirt and front tie are rotted away from the multiple bibs of gore he slobbered there. The remaining knot of his tie resembles a dog collar. He grabs one leg and rips it away towards himself, making barking, laughing noises at the man in the remains of the t-shirt. I hear the cub's legs snap, the cub shrieking, Mama Bear's anguished roar. A teenage girl in a dirty bra and the filthy shreds of pajama bottoms flapping about her legs clings to Mama Bear's back, pulling her fur away with her teeth as the burly thing in a muscle shirt circles behind, and the shirtless man in soiled Bermuda shorts goes straight for her belly. Mama Bear falls forward, crushing the man in the Bermuda shorts. The remaining ghouls pile upon her back. She attempts rolling over on top of these newcomers, but her strength is gone. As is my tolerance for the sound of that little cub's cries. I pull the crossbow from my shoulder harness and knock an arrow. I spend more time than I'd like getting my breathing under control. I want to take the cub out of its misery, but its head thrashes in agony. I have a better shot at barking Laughing Man. I'm knocking another arrow as he falls. Metal band t-shirt is next. Now the cub, but a large woman in a soiled pink shift lumbers into my line of sight. The shaft thumps into her back. It might as well be the kiss of a gentle breeze for the way she sets upon the twitching and mewling cub. I aim for her head. It takes 2 more precious shafts to drop her sprawling atop the little bear, smothering its cries. Her generous mass requires the efforts of 2 men and another woman as they wrestle her capacious carcass from the still warm remains. They'll have her off in a minute. Mama Bear is down, her face in the dirt. These hijacked remains of humans, people who once had names, jobs, and debt, with siblings, parents, and children and pets, they sprawl across her body, rising and falling with her dying breaths. They cling with their rock-sharpened finger bones exposed to their bloodied hands, burying their faces deep into her fur as they gnaw through to the pale flesh beneath. At last, one of my arrows finds Mama Bear's head. I drop 3 more ghouls, but that still leaves 6 to feast on her carcass. I don't have many hours left, and we've got to get home. At least no more climbing over the edge of the shelf. Even better, the ones already there, tucked into their respective meals, have taken no notice of their downed fellows. An empty cage of ribs lies where Baby Bear was once. A lanky young man tugs at the head. He nips at the face and figures what the hell and curls up with the cub's head between his knees, greedily gnawing the flesh from its skull. I feel her small hand slipping into mine. Daddy? I look down at 9-year-old AJ. She took to calling me Daddy around Christmas. She tugs my arm and nods towards the cub on the outcrop. I'm about to open my mouth in a doomed attempt to convince her I can't afford the arrows when I see something that makes me pull her to me, my hand over her mouth to stifle the scream I know must come. The dead, not snorting and gulping down every bloody gobbet of flesh from Mama Bear and the dead cub, are closing in on the surviving cub. 3 groups of 2 each carry the remains of their fallen between them. The first couple throws the body at the foot of the wall beneath the ledge. The other 2 couples follow suit. It's a ladder of corpses to the frightened Baby Bear on the ledge, a solution to a problem conceived and executed with cooperation among presumably mindless dead things. The 3 men and 2 women stand aside as the alpha of their group. A tall man in the rags of a suit puts his foot upon the bodies and lifts himself stiffly up, his long yellow fingers stretching towards his meal. The cub leaps off the ledge, its hind paws tearing into the face of the alpha. The cub manages to land without hurting itself, but the dead are turning to catch it. The cub bounds over the corpse-littered floor of the shelf, straight for the ledge. AJ cries out into my hand as it leaps over the edge into space. Forgetting my previous avoidance of the ledge alongside our terrace, AJ and I grab hold of the trees along the edge in time to see the cub hit the slope 1/4 of the way down. It bounces and splays in midair before landing in the writhing pile of corpses and corpse parts at the foot of the ridge. The stench is eye-watering. The widening streaks of thick brown corpse gravy oozing down the rock have joined to make one vast slippery sheet of old dead blood, dislodging the later climbers. What was nearly difficult before is now impossible, and these latecomers join in the masses groaning at the foot of the ridge. I squeeze AJ's shoulders and we begin creeping away. With the bears dead and no more ghouls coming over the ledge, the only noises from the rock shelf below us are slurping, smacking, and moans of pleasure as the new lords of the food chain take their meat. Baby Bear is thoroughly skeletonized. This could get nasty once Mama Bear's carcass is stripped. It's a long walk into the trees before we lose the foul noises downslope. There's got to be some place where the people aren't, where the dead people would have to roam far to find us. We've got to do that with 6 newborns and another mother ready to pop. So what if the gasoline is going bad and I have no idea where to go? Ready or not, it's hero time. When are we leaving, says AJ, jogging alongside of me. I need to talk to your mother first, I say. We have to go, she says, sounding far older than her years. Tell your mother what you saw then. Agnes will raise hell at me for having AJ anywhere near the stinkers, but it should help emphasize the urgency of our situation. Brother Christopher would have saved those bears, says AJ. If he'd had everyone in his squad coordinated around the rim, maybe. Even then, there's no way those bears were getting down from that shelf. They were dying there one way or the other. They should have run along with the first 2 waves. I'm talking about the stampedes across the mountain a couple of weeks back. Rabbits, squirrels, deer, mountain lions, and bears, even dogs and cats, swarms of rats and mice, foxes and coyotes charged through our yards and kept us inside for 2 days at a time. Christopher and his men tried culling what they thought would be easy meat from the charging herds. Not a chance. You were as liable to be trampled as anything, or attacked, as happened to Justin with that one big dog in the pack nearly took his arm off. Everyone is hungry and scared. The tears brim in AJ's eyes. You still coulda. We freeze at the sound of engines. Not the kind we own. AJ follows me up the rise, overlooking the road below, where I left the golf cart out in plain sight. All right, warrior princess, time to put on your cloak of invisibility. I look around. Bless her, she didn't wait for me to tell her to do that voodoo she does so well. This just leaves me to face the 1, 2... hell, who am I kidding? I can't tell how many vehicles there are. If they stop here by the golf cart and all I have is a crossbow and a 9mm against God knows what, well, AJ should be able to find her way home. Whether she still has a home by the time she gets there is another matter. And that's the end of chapter 1.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you.
I'm just sorry the sound sucks.
It's not horrible. It's just every now and then it'll crackle or it's like a little echoey.
Ah, God damn it. Okay. It's not like I didn't have a month to look into this shit.
There's some issues with my board tonight too, for whatever reason. So.
Yeah, just beware the Windows 10 update. It's the big super update. They make it sound like they're doing you the biggest favor in the world.
The end of updates.
I'm going to update my Windows 10 and my board is just going to explode.
I hope so.
No, my son just said, fuck this shit, and went and got Windows 7. And he somehow
Windows
managed
98.
to block it out. Because it will automatically update to Windows 10.
Really?
Yeah, but that's what my son, he does a lot of gaming, and he has no patience for this shit.
Nice. Elroy, where can everybody find you?
Oh, where can you find me?
Yeah.
Well, there's Facebook, Lawrence Roy Aiken on Facebook. And then there's at L-Roy-Aiken. That's me on Twitter. And then there's Rockin' Roy, that's one word, ROCKINROY, blogspot.com. Yeah, that's my blog, which I do every now and then.
Nice.
Yeah, my latest post was pictures from the landfill that I go to, although it's not what you think. Yeah, because it's Colorado. It's like, goddamn, this is how they do their landfills.
Thank you. Thank you so much for talking to us.
Oh, thank you for having me. I'm looking forward to having the book out next time we talk.
Awesome, dude.
Awesome, man.
Okay, y'all have a good one.
You too.
Yep.
You as well.
All right.